I have not seen you since Full House. It's so great to see you.
You too, man.
Thank you for doing our show. You started your career because you were young, when you did Full House for the first time. I want to say you were
10
years old. I mean, you were really young then, but you started your career even younger, right? You appeared in commercials and stuff. And it seems like every actor does like some kind of crazy commercial, you know. Do you remember any of the products that you pitched?
Yeah, the first one, there was, again, I'm going to date myself saying this. There used to be a shoe store in malls called Buster Brown.
Oh, yeah,
right?
Sure.
And they were selling Care Bear shoes. So my first commercial ever was for Care Bear shoes, and it was, I had to pretend like the Care Bears were there. So that was very strange, but that one was one of the earlier ones. I did the Ed Grimley show with Martin Short.
Oh, that was so funny.
Back in the day, and did like a Siskel Ebert sketch with Joe Flaherty.
Yeah. From those are the SCTV.
Yeah.
Another brilliant show. I could go on about Dave Thomas and John Candy and everybody, those brilliant people from SCTV. So you come to us at 10 years old at Full House. And there's kids everywhere, actors on the show. Can you take us back to what you remember about being on our Full House set? Do you still have the memories? I mean,
yeah, they're pretty vivid. I like the show. I love the show, and I was nervous about it.
Had you seen it before you came on? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you'd seen it?
Because I think I was in the second season or third season, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was the same age as Jody. Ish, maybe like 2 years older.
Yeah.
And so reading the sides, knowing what the character was. And then I remember the first big memory of it was that after the second callback or whatever, it was on the lot. So then they took me to the lot to get measured immediately for wardrobe and to meet Jody. And yeah, I was pretty starstruck. And I remember the table read. I remember you being, and I'm not just saying that because I'm here, but you were actually very, very nice and, so funny. And yeah, it was a very warm set. That was the thing I remember. There are some sitcoms you do where you're like,
yeah,
this isn't for me. And
I've been on a couple of those.
Yeah.
Some great ones, but that happens.
And it was, I remember the other two memories I have distinctly was that the last day, the tape day, we had,
in front of the audience.
Yeah. You do school on set. So I was a kid, so I did school, and we had logged a bunch of hours, but we still had 1 hour left to do. And I've talked to Jody about this since, but the studio teacher was like, "We're just going to do home ec today, and so we're going to bake banana bread." And I remember that.
What a tough assignment. I never had an assignment like that when I was going to school.
And I just remember that being like the most romantic moment of my life then, and probably still. And
baking banana bread on the Full House set. Yeah. Doesn't get any better than that.
And then I remember like I was so upset because I loved it there that on the drive home after the tape, I like cried in my mom's van, and I was hit.
I've heard that from a lot of actors. They say, when you appeared on Full House, it felt like a big family.
Yep.
And it was certainly for us. But we always wanted to welcome guest stars in because we knew how tough it was. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of us, me, John, Bob, Lori, Candace, we'd been there and we had, gone through that. So we always, I think, made a very conscious decision to be very welcoming to guest stars. And hey, you're part of the family. You're here. We're all trying to do a great show. So I'm glad that was the impression that you walked away with.
Yeah, it was great. And I mean, I kind of got to play a bit of a character. Yeah. So I remember I always took my job very seriously, which is strange for a kid.
Well, you were a pro.
I guess.
That's what not I guess. I remember very distinctly you were very professional, which always blew me away, especially our Full House kids, how professional they were.
Right.
I could have never done that. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could be professional now, because I goof around too much. But I remember you just being a pro. So to hear you say that,
Yeah, they would like, there was some guy, I forget what his position was, but he essentially was like helping me create the duck face lips. And
was it Brian Cale?
I don't remember.
We had an acting coach on set.
Sounds right. I think he had like glasses and
yes, that was Brian Cale.
Okay,
yeah,
he was great.
He was terrific
awesome.
with the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a saint a lot of the times because it was not an easy job.
So that was fun. I remember thinking like, is this gonna play if I have this tick every time? And I just leaned into it. I was like, all right, let's go.
Can you still do it?
Of course.
You knew I was going to ask.
I mean, of course,
right?
man.
Yeah, of course.
People
Here we
still
go.
ask if I can still do that.
Do people still recognize you from the show?
Which is bizarre.
Is it really? Wow.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a long time.
No, I'm, if Frodo became a pirate now, I don't look the same. It's like, yeah. So, but yeah, apparently, I think it's my eyeballs are the same.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. But yeah, I'll have people at conventions or whatever want me to do the face.
The face. Mm-hmm. Is it wrong if I ask?
We can.
Okay. Well, we're a visual show. We're a video cast, so people get to see it.
I'm just scared of that meme. But
okay, that's okay.
But we'll do it.
We'll do it. All right. Here we go.
Whip it out.
All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, you're not going to get that anywhere else.
That's right.
Only
That's
here
right.
on Full House Rewind. Well, thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Because people ask me, can you do Popeye or whatever?
Of course.
All the time. So,
Give them what they want.
What's it like when people do recognize you? Is it a good thing? I mean, is it?
I mean, I think, in all honesty, there was a period in my life where when things that you did, my like hot period was like 10 to 15, right? And that's an incredibly weird time of life.
Yes, for any kid.
And you're going through all sorts of changes.
Yeah.
Everything's weird. I had like emotional stuff that had happened at like about a year before or somewhere in that, before I did Full House. Mm-hmm. My dad had passed away, and so it changed the course
I
of
never
stuff.
knew that. I never knew that. Oh.
My mom was smart in that she kept me busy.
Yeah.
But I used to kind of, when you're sort of immortalized for that period of your life.
Yeah.
It's sometimes cringe. But I have now really embraced it when I meet fans at conventions and stuff because it means so much to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
The least I can do is really be grateful for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm forever frozen in time with a mullet.
Right.
And a bad, colorful shirt.
It's a good mullet, though. Iconic.
It was a strong mullet. I was a hockey player, so it was, it was right into, it played into my sweet spot. So 10 to 15 is like your hot period. And
Sure.
it's, it's a tough time of life, like you mentioned. And then you go to university after high school, right?
Yeah.
You go away and you study?
Yeah, I just wanted to go be normal. I told my mom, I remember last 2 years of high school, I said, I just want to play basketball, be a normal kid.
Right.
And so she was cool about it. She said, yeah, you don't have to audition. And I went to university and I looked into this this undergrad theater program. I hadn't done a ton of theater, but the idea of getting a college degree for just acting and screwing around sounded right and easy.
Yeah.
And it blew my brains apart. It was great.
What do you mean? Like it was amazing?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, that was I didn't know anything about Shakespeare. I didn't know anything about any of that. And that really did change a lot of the trajectory of what I do now and what I love and what it kind of, because I think even though I took acting serious as a kid and I took my job seriously, I didn't really know what it was. You're hitting your mark, you're doing sort of technical things.
It's not Shakespeare.
Right. It's not that. And so when I was introduced to that kind of stuff, it was like I fell in love with it all over again.